After many years, the Whisper mission has finally returned to Destiny 2, but this time it's a little bit different. So in this video, I'll show you how to solo the entire Whisper mission on Legend difficulty, so you can get your hands on the brand new craftable version of the Whisper of the Worm and its catalyst. Now, why would you want Whisper? Well, it just received a buff, allowing it to hold a lot more ammo. And the crafted version gets access to a few more perks like Field Prep, No Distractions, and Enlightened Action. To get the new version of Whisper, you just have to complete the Whisper mission one time. To unlock the Catalyst, you'll have to beat the mission on Legend difficulty, which is a little bit tougher, and the timer is reduced to 20 minutes, so you'll have to be quick. And to get the intrinsics and the other perks, you'll have to do some other stuff that I'll talk about at the end of the video. Before you launch the mission, you'll first need a good loadout. I'm sure a bunch of things would work here, but here's what I use to beat Legend on every character. A sword to help traverse through the jumping section, Scatter Signal with Controlled Burst for DPS against majors and bosses, Apex Predator with Reconstruction Bait and Switch for your main DPS, Sunshot to deal with the smaller enemies, and Polaris Lance to swap to later for a few reasons that I'll go over when we get there. Warlocks will want to run Well of Radiance, Hunters will want Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun, and Titans will want Pyrogale Gauntlets. All of these supers will provide you with easy damage against the multiple bosses we'll come across at the end, and since we're on a time limit, it's important that we melt them as fast as we can. All of these builds are very similar, so you'll want Ember of Ashes to apply more Scorch stacks with Polaris Lance, Ember of Searing to create fire sprites with your solar weapons and abilities, and Ember of Mercy to gain restoration each time you pick up those fire sprites. Then the remaining fragments are completely up to you, but I used Ember of Resolve to heal with grenade kills, because you can never be too safe. And these are all the artifact mods you'll want, unless you're watching this after the final shape, in which case you have access to the Prismatic subclass, you're already living on easy mode. To gain access to this mission, you'll first need to talk to Eris Morn and receive the Whisper quest. Now you can just launch the Whisper mission from the End of the Light tab. This mission is divided into two parts, a jumping puzzle and then a combat section. Start by jumping around this wall where you'll see a Taken Blight. Shoot the Blight and a hole will open up in the ground. Then follow the path forward until you reach this giant open room. You can slowly make your way down to the lower platforms using the obvious path, or you can do some tricks with an eager edge sword. Whatever works for you. When you get down here, there will be wall pushers. The easiest way to get past them is just to swing your sword over and over. If you did it fast enough, you'll make it to the end before any of the pushers have a chance to knock you off. Jump across to the other side, then jump up on this elevator. As soon as it reaches the top, immediately jump off and hug the left wall. This will take you into a red room that is kinda tricky to get through, but as long as you have a sword, you shouldn't have a problem staying alive. Then the next room is filled with these circles. Jumping into the wrong one will kill you, so go to the right and jump down the very last one on the top row. Next is the green room, which has you jump all the way up and around all these platforms to reach the end. Or you can just ignore that and take a shortcut right behind where you drop down. Just slide into the hole in the ground and it'll spit you out right where you need to go. Keep moving forward, hugging the left wall, take a jump off the diving board, and follow the obvious path. Congratulations, you made it through the easy part. If this took you a long time, you may want to consider backing out and restarting. Time is very valuable in Legend, so you'll need to make it here with very few mistakes. Take a few runs to practice the jumping section, then when you feel comfortable, you can attempt the rest. And once you're at this point, it's time to swap to your rocket. The combat section is divided into 3 main rooms. The first room has 3 Taken Blights and a bunch of enemies. All you have to do is kill them all quickly. Sunshot makes quick work of the smaller enemies, and feel free to use your super here. You'll get it back before it's important. Try to focus on the Taken Thrall that are in your face, then take out the captains and the snipers from far away. Then you can move farther into the room and take out the remaining enemies. Shoot the next door to open it up and jump down. This is a close quarter room with a few captains, so feel free to use your fusion rifle ammo or even just your rockets to get rid of them quickly. Move forward and now you're in the second main room. Immediately kill the knight on your right and destroy the blight in front of you. Then swap to Polaris Lance to take out the snipers and the knights on both left and right. It's relatively safe on the right side next to where you jump down, so just stand back here and pick them off one by one. Once everything's dead, destroy the remaining blights and open the next room. But don't go too far because this is an ambush. Turn around to throw your grenade because 2 phalanxes will spawn right behind you. Take them out first, then the snipers on the pillars, then the scions. Now time for the fun part. Jump down the hole, but don't go too far because you'll die. Run over to the right side and there's a cave here that's relatively safe. This is the final room, and the goal here is to kill 3 bosses. You can spawn each boss one by one whenever you want to by shooting the Vex cubes in the middle. Also, next to the cubes is a rally flag, so be sure to grab ammo before you start. The easiest way I found to do this fight is spawn in each boss one at a time. Having multiple enemies target you can make it a lot more complicated. So spawn one boss, clear out all the ads, then just shoot them with Polaris Lance. As long as you hit all headshots, you should have infinite ammo and create ignitions with every 5th shot. These ignitions will stagger the bosses, essentially keeping them stun locked forever and allowing you to easily kill them from the safety of your cave. This may take a while though, so if you're in a rush against the clock, feel free to use your heavy ammo, but if you can, try and save it for, spoiler alert, the new 4th boss. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Kill the first boss with Polaris Lance, spawn the second boss, clear ads, then do the same thing with Polaris. Then do all of that again for the 3rd boss. It's actually hilarious how you can just stun lock them like this. With all 3 of those dead, a 4th boss will spawn, a giant Taken Ogre with an immunity shield. To lower his shield, you just have to kill the 2 wizards in the back. So kill the 2 wizards in the back. The boss will become vulnerable and you can dump all your heavy and supers into it. This guy can also get stun locked by Polaris Lance, so if you ever run out of heavy ammo, you have that as a backup. At half health, he will regain a shield and spawn a bunch of blights. You don't have to shoot the blights, but it does help you get a line of sight on the wizards, so whatever works for you. Kill the wizards, then melt the boss with everything you have, and if you are fast enough, you will beat the timer and receive the Whisper of the Worm and its catalyst. Now that you have Whisper, you'll need to get taken kills for a quest, which you can do in just a couple of minutes in the underneath section of the green room. And to unlock the extra perks, you'll need to run the mission again and complete the next few steps of the exotic quest. Unfortunately, all but one of them are time gated, so you'll have to wait a few more weeks. There are also some oracles hidden throughout the mission, but they're currently invisible or time gated or bugged, so as of right now, we can't unlock everything. But you can get the first one right after you jump down the hole in the beginning. Take a left and it's just right around the corner. But before you attempt this mission, you'll need high resilience and recovery so you don't get melted by everything. So you'll want to check out this video to see how anyone can get the best stats possible with almost no effort. Thanks for watching, I'm Marshix and I'll see you next time.